Hey,
Hi,
welcome back to Double Gemini podcast. I'm your host, Taylor,
I'm Gabi.
and we're your favorite chaotic Geminis.
This is a different kind of episode because today we have our first guest.
Our first guest. We were badgered about it until it finally happened.
And now we're here. Who's our guest today?
You want to introduce yourself?
Hi.
You're not going to say your name?
No, so I'm Marisa, and I'm one of the host's sisters.
She's my sister. Me, Taylor. We are in a different setting today, so we are doing just the audio. But again, if you want to see our lovely faces, we are on YouTube at Double Gemini Podcast. And you can always see our fun little content on TikTok, which is also at Double Gemini Podcast.
Or on Twitter at Double Gemini Pod.
Yes, because for some reason Twitter doesn't want you to have a long username. Okay, so we have a fun little game planned for this episode that you guys can look forward to towards the end, where we're testing Marissa's knowledge of vines. Marissa, you weren't into vines when
No.
they were
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
not even a little.
Yeah.
But we are gonna play a game called Millennial versus Gen Z and Vine Edition.
And see if you can get any of the references.
Any of them.
I feel like I'm going to get like a negative point out of whatever.
Yeah,
it
we'll
is.
keep score.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no.
The end, you die.
Oh my god.
But okay, so do you want to, say a little about yourself?
Sure.
Talk about what you do.
Yeah, who you are, why you're even here.
Sure. Why are you even here?
Why are any of us here?
Yeah. I mean, you're in my apartment. But
I meant more in the broad scheme of things, but
like
go off,
in
sis.
life.
Yeah.
Meaning of life.
Well, honestly, like my meaning of life definition has changed a lot after watching the movie Soul.
Oh, really?
Like,
Me too.
I really
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, like I really thought different about it. Like there was one part in the movie, spoiler, for anybody that hasn't seen it.
Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's really a top-notch movie.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus, sponsor maybe.
Featuring Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, yeah. There's this part towards the end, and one of the people from like the afterlife is like, "Oh, you humans, like, always caring about your meaning or your purpose in life," and just kind of like laughing at the idea that we care so much about what our exact purpose is, like instead of just like living and just
Right, like there's a difference between like what your spark in life is and like what your purpose is in
Right.
life is.
Agreed.
Do you think we even know what our purpose is, or it'll just come to us?
I don't think we have even like a specific purpose. Like I think,
Our purpose is just to like live.
Right. Our purpose is to live and find different purposes throughout. Like you can, have a spark at one point in your life and then change it at, a different point, and like it just keeps changing and evolving because you keep changing and evolving, and like it doesn't mean that it was any less important, but just kind of like all that. Like yeah, the movie really opened my eyes to different things. So
Wow, great little introduction.
yeah, so
well, on that note, okay.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah, we really started out strong here.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So, Marissa, as we all know, we're both Geminis, the two of us. Have anything to comment on that?
It's just facts.
It's straight up facts, and we are the best sign by far. But we have lowered our standards to allow a Pisces onto the show. Yeah. So Marissa, talk about yourself.
About me being a Pisces.
You can start with that.
Sure. Well, honestly, I feel like we're one of the best signs. We are just kind of like really like flowing, fishy people.
Smelly.
Oh, that's awful. I literally have 2 Pisces things right there. A Pisces book that my best friend gave me, and a Pisces candle that I bought. And actually, it's just like a really calming sign. Like, they care a lot about their emotions, and they're always like in their fantasy world, which is totally true for me. And I don't know, they're just like always crying and upset and like show their emotions on their sleeves, I guess. But they're pretty cool. I think they're nice. Rihanna is a Pisces.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Girl Riri.
So I heard you have beef with Geminis.
Okay.
What about it?
Well, considering I grew up with a Gemini,
That is me.
you guys are awful.
Oh my god.
No,
Why?
JK. I'm not gonna.
Don't come for Gemini slander, because I feel like quite a bit of our audience are Gemini.
Sorry. No, you guys are just a lot. Like, you guys just like. You're also the only sign that likes Geminis.
That is kind of true, though.
Like, Geminis only like Geminis.
Some other air signs like Geminis, but that's because we're air signs.
Oh, like who?
That's fair.
Okay, sorry. This is turning into really trash talk real quick.
Geminis really do only get along with Geminis, I feel like. As far as I know. I mean, most of my friends growing up were Geminis.
Yeah.
Gabi is a Gemini, of course, and we worked with quite a few Gemini. I don't know if we ever said that. We worked with quite a few Geminis who are our friends too. But we get a bad rep.
I think also because Trump's a Gemini, and that gave us also a bad
Is
reputation.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Is he a May Gemini?
Man.
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Okay. Because there's a difference between a May Gemini and a June Gemini.
Oh my god.
Because June Geminis are like their own thing.
Yeah.
May Geminis are
I
way
totally
closer
get
to
that.
Tauruses.
Yeah, February and March.
He's
Pisces.
a June Gemini.
Of course he's.
All right. Well, we're gonna go kill ourselves. See you guys on the other side. Thank you for listening to all of our episodes. This is officially our resignation.
This is the last episode of Double Gemini podcast.
JK.
That is wild. I didn't know.
I did know that. I
figured
just didn't
he
know
would be
he was
like a
June.
Scorpio or something.
Or Taurus vibes. He gives
Yeah.
Taurus vibes.
Right. That's why I thought he was like May, because
Yeah.
May Geminis are very similar to Taurus, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So Marissa, you touched on Pisces. What are some other, things about yourself that you want to share with the audience? Share with
Sure.
the class.
I am currently living in the Boston area.
What is your address
What's your social security number?
and your bank account number?
And my routing number.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll get you guys that at the end.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. I currently am in the Boston area. I just moved here about a little over a year ago now for my job.
It's really only been a year.
A little over a year.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Time flies.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe we don't have a jacuzzi?
Also, I think Kanye is a Gemini.
He is.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I moved here for my job. I am currently a flight attendant. I used to live in New York, and I had to pack up all my crap and move over here to Boston to work at Boston Logan.
Boston Market.
Boston Market. I moved to Boston.
Just kidding. I used to work at Boston Market.
You did used to work at Boston Market.
Fire chicken.
Oh my god, you used to come home every day smelling like chicken.
Just straight up grease.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be covered in it.
That was a hard job.
I know. I used to have to cut up chickens with a big knife.
Yeah, carver, right?
Yep.
That's what they called you.
Yep. It was.
I remember.
And I would clean these really big, like 1,000,000-ton, greasy rotisserie ovens.
Disgusting.
Yep, hated it.
One thing about Taylor was that she was always like crazy about being on time for work. Like, she needed to be there like 25 minutes early. Like, I would drive her.
We're both like
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm the same exact way. If I'm not early, I'm late.
Yeah, like
Right.
I would drive her, and we would be there like probably 2 minutes before her shift was supposed to start, and she would just be like freaking out.
I like to be punctual. I like to be on time, but
Yeah, but like
Marissa
that's
and our mother
excessive.
both are, they really don't care about the concept of time. They really don't care if they're 4 hours late to something. My mother would sometimes pick me up from school like an hour late.
And honestly, though, now that I think about it, it makes sense that she picked us up an hour late because I wouldn't want to spend even one more hour with us after school.
Honestly, yeah. I just like I don't like about or the thing I don't like about the idea of having kids is
This took a turn, okay.
is the idea of like having to bring them back and forth to school all day. And like
Yeah.
because okay, I don't know about you, but I'm personally the kind of person that if I have an appointment even at like 3, I cannot do anything until that time.
Really?
I don't know if you're that kind of person.
No, definitely not.
I think that's a Gemini thing.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. Or like after, I'm just exhausted, even though it was like something as small as like getting your teeth cleaned.
I think it's also like an ADHD thing, but that's kind of undiagnosed.
No,
at this
I
point.
have to like fit in everything in one day because I refuse
no.
to do everything in different days.
If I have a dentist appointment at 3, I will be sitting waiting by the clock. So like the idea of like having to bring my kids to school, like if I drop them off at school, I feel like I won't be able to do anything until like I have to pick them up again.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
I mean, I have to fit in as much as I can throughout a day, just to like get through it. Like,
That's like exhausting though.
it is. Like yesterday, I, had to go to airport standby by like 5 p.m. and I had to make sure I fit in like a million things beforehand.
Yeah. See, if I had to work at 5 p.m., days booked.
Maybe laundry, but that's like
Maybe.
we never did our laundry.
I don't want to.
We've talked about our laundry a few different times in this podcast now.
Oh no, really?
Our laundry habits.
Oh,
I don't
it's
want to make
embarrassing.
it seem like I'm, so, motivated and everything.
You
because
seem
I'm
to be.
really not. Like, I'm probably one of the laziest people.
I don't know about that. I think we might
Have me beat?
have you beat. Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like sometimes, when I'm like laying in bed all day trying to recover from my trips and everything, I just like am the laziest person alive.
Well, sometimes Marissa and I will FaceTime each other, and it'll be literally 4 p.m. and we'll be sitting in the dark in our beds, hair mess,
Yeah.
and it's always the same angle. If you know the angle, you know the angle. But it's like we're in bed and we're like, "Did you get out of bed yet?" No. Did you?
Right.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough being an insomniac, especially in the winter time, because, you go to bed at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and the sun is just about to come up, and then you sleep till like 3 o'clock, and then the sun is only up for like an hour and a half, and you're like, oh, okay, I never see sun. It's
Literally.
awful.
What is it? Dopamine or lack of serotonin?
And vitamin D.
Yep.
Yeah, I have
Especially-
to take vitamin D supplements because of it.
It's like last night, Gabi and I went to sleep. Just to preface, we don't sleep in the same bed normally. We were just watching YouTube videos. What were we watching?
Pretty much it.
Shout out to Pretty Much It. We love Pretty Much It.
If you don't know who they are, they're commentary tracks on movies and shitty TV shows.
Go watch Sierra Burgess is a Loser and The Kissing Booth from Pretty Much It. It'll really boost your dopamine levels.
Yeah, no, not the actual movies, just their commentary.
No, fuck no, don't watch those movies. So we went to sleep last night and we were watching, YouTube videos, and then we both woke up at like 5 in the morning and realized we had fallen asleep, and like Gabi got up and went to a separate bed and stuff. But the sun was rising.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize. I thought, oh, maybe it's like 3:30 or 4 or something, not 5 a.m.
Yeah, it was like well past 5 too.
It happens all the time.
Tiki was still awake somehow. She never went to bed.
No, she does not sleep when we sleep.
She slept on me for like an hour, maybe.
Was she still in the bed when you got up?
No, I don't know where she was.
Weird. Okay, well, that was a tangent that I don't know. But Marissa just twitched her eye. Marissa has a twitch in her
Did I?
my left, her right eye. And I point it out every time that she does it.
Yeah, one time in a restaurant, apparently I did it to a waitress, and I think the waitress thought I was hitting on her because she thought I winked at her, and
Oh my God, I was just about to say something. Oh my God, remember how every time we'd go to a restaurant, and it was like when Gabby was first my friend and didn't really know you, and you had to tell every waiter that we ever had that you were also used to be a waitress?
Okay, that's just a thing that like servers do. Like it just is.
Servers.
It just is. Like when you have gone through the ringer of being a server, like you need to tell people that you can relate to them so they don't hate you. If you know, you know.
But
Servers listening.
But you don't do it anymore.
I don't. I feel like
Good.
because I haven't been a server for a long time.
You
Like,
lost the cred.
Yeah, like I can't be like, oh, I was a server like 5 years ago. They'd be like, oh, okay, like
fuck off.
fuck off, right? Yeah. So I used to do it like after a shift or something, like after, wanting to go get a drink or something after work and, make them feel a little bit better. Like, oh, I just got off of my shift. I'm a server too. Like, I don't know. I felt good when people used to tell me that. Maybe that's just me. I guess I did say it a lot.
Sometimes she would literally critique the waiters.
Okay,
like,
not to their face.
No, literally to their face.
Oh my
We were
God,
at
what
a
are you talking
Chili's
about?
once.
I was there for that, I think.
Yes. Shout out Chili's.
Sponsor.
We would love that.
Okay, what happened? What did they
You
do?
literally were like, it was such a mom moment too. Oh my God, what did you do? He was just like not a very good waiter, and you were like, hey, can I give you some advice?
Oh my God.
Slow down. And then you were like, do this, do this, do this. And Gabby and I were just sitting there like.
And the guy just looked so, like, he did not care. Like, it was like a high schooler's first job.
Yeah, he was so over it.
Okay, so I feel like this is part of you guys being a Gemini, exaggerating everything to like the max. I probabably said like one thing to him.
No, you stopped him in his tracks.
Oh my God.
He said, let me give you some advice.
Well, why didn't he take it? Like he
Well,
should have
because he
slowed
doesn't
down.
need advice from some random customer.
He should have slowed down.
If people came into our coffee shop, the one that we will not talk about because we will slander it, we did not like when they'd be like, oh, like, can you make my drink this specific way? And you have to do this and you have to do this and blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, shut the fuck up and let me make it.
Or there would be coworkers who, like, if you made a drink wrong, even though if you didn't, you just made it wrong to their standard, they would dump it out in front of you, even if they started at your store 3 days before.
Oh my God, and they would always go, standards!
What was it called? There was, like, a name for it.
Wasn't it standards?
No, it had to... I don't remember, but they said it had to do with something standard, but there's like a word before it, and I can't think of it.
It probably had to like do with the brand.
Yeah, probably. Oh wait, then we can't say it.
It's the siren, if you understand, if you get it.
Yeah, I mean, I
We
feel
were
like
a
I
couple of
wasn't
partners.
that bad for sure.
You were.
Okay.
She didn't dump the food.
I didn't dump it on him.
She takes the plate off the table, fucking flings it in the air.
Slow down.
Just clocks in.
Let me take over. So here's the thing, like, I wasn't a good server, but I also wasn't the worst. Like, I made it, you know what I mean? Like, I got through the night every night, and I made good money, and, like, some people liked me, some people hated me, and, that was just part of the job, and I messed up a lot, but,
all right,
it happens. I mean, I grew some thick skin from being a server. Like, you get the worst kind of people, I think, ever. Except for, no, you probably get the worst kind of people at a specific theme park that I worked for.
Can you talk about it?
You don't have to say the name.
I don't have to say the name?
You can say the name as long as you didn't, like, sign some, like, non-disclosure agreement, like, that you I mean, like, on TikTok, you talk about it,
I don't
so
think
I think
I'm
it's fine.
important enough that...
You don't work there anymore, so it's not like it matters.
Okay, yeah, so I worked for Walt Disney World right out of college, and it was an experience. People, when they go to Disney, I think or just any vacation in general, now that I've been a flight attendant for over a year, I found that they just turn off their brains when they go on vacation. They just don't care anymore.
Do you want to talk about the best meal of our lives?
Yes.
It has to do with Disney World.
Yes.
So for one Christmas in like 3 years ago when Marisa was working there, I went down to visit on Christmas Day. You know, we're in a pandemic, so don't go to Disney World right now.
Right.
But don't go to Disney World during Christmas either, because there were 4 million people there at least. Parks were at full capacity. And there was someone breathing down your neck every 5 steps from you.
Yeah.
But we went to this restaurant called Ohana, and we had the best meal of our lives. I cried at the end of it. Mm-hmm. They handed you a fat hot towel, and that shit had, I don't know, nectar from the gods in it, because my hands were like cured. They'd never been softer in my life.
Right. That was a meal definitely to remember. That and the Mexican dinner that we had in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the actual name of the restaurant, but it's like one of the 2 restaurants in Mexico Pavilion. And it's the one, like, for any Disney fans out there, it's the one that's on the water. So it looks kind of hidden, but it's like amazing. You walk in it and it's like the most beautiful restaurant you've ever seen.
Yeah, there's like pillars, like stone pillars inside of the restaurant. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Disney is a pretty cool place.
What about the water in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
Yeah, do you want to address the fact that you were a pirate?
Okay, yeah, so I worked on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and full disclosure, they do not drain that water ever.
Disney's gonna sue us.
We're really just sharing Disney's secrets here.
Yeah, they don't drain the water except for when, like, they're doing maintenance or when somebody loses a finger, like somebody did. And they had to drain it to go find the finger. Yeah. So, everybody always talks about the Pirates of the Caribbean water and like how it smells so good and everything, but it's really just mold. So I'm not sure why people like it so much. They don't have any sort of cleaning system in there. So yes, stop touching the water and drinking. I saw one time somebody grab a water bottle and literally go into the water and get a big chunk of water out.
They got so sick after that, for sure.
Why do you think they do that?
People are just really obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean water, like it's a thing. Just like in Haunted Mansion, when people throw their people's ashes in the Haunted Mansion.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
Have you witnessed it?
Yeah, so like you'll see it on the cameras and stuff, people throwing their ashes. They did it in Pirates too, but obviously it just goes into the water. So, but in Haunted Mansion, they'll throw it and then it will glow because the mansion is dark. And then you have to have like Ghostbusters people come in and like vacuum it up. It's crazy. So Grandma's ashes are not still in the Haunted Mansion.
Oh my god.
I feel like you're like really killing a lot of people's dreams right now by telling them that.
I'm really sorry.
I feel like, you know, there's probably someone listening to this that had like a jar of ashes or like an urn of ashes.
It's just not a good idea. It's
to
just
like
not
bring
good.
to Disney.
Yeah.
Go to the ocean or something.
Yeah, go to the ocean. Go to a tree.
You know, release it out into the wild.
Yeah, anywhere else but the Haunted Mansion or any ride or attraction in Disney.
Okay, here's the real question for you. Mm-hmm. Is Walt Disney frozen in the theme park?
So I will actually definitely get sued if I reveal this information.
So that's a yes. If you can't disclose the information, it's more likely that it's true. So you heard it here first, folks.
No comment.
I said he was cryogenically frozen underneath the theme park.
The question is, you know, maybe he is. Like, does anyone know where Walt Disney's grave is? Like, does he have a gravesite?
I don't actually know.
So, like, we need to figure that out. Gabby's looking it up as we speak. So while she looks that up, you know, like if he has a gravesite, like maybe that's for show, or if he doesn't, it's like maybe he was buried in like the park, but like whether or not he's actually frozen. But you know, maybe he is frozen, but that doesn't mean he's gonna come back to life.
If he was in a park, I feel like he would have been in the California park versus the.
It says, "Can you visit Walt Disney's grave?"
Walt Disney's grave is at Forest Lawn Memorial Park, located in Glendale, California.
Yeah, see, that makes more sense. He's probably in California.
Do you think he's frozen in California's Disney World? Disneyland? Excuse me?
I don't know. I mean, I just don't see the point of it. Especially because...
He was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, he was anti-Semitic. That was like... wasn't that true?
He was a little problematic, but it was...
Yeah, I feel like...
a product of his time.
He was like a crazy genius, though, in the ways of like what mattered in the park, like, you know, aspects of it. To come up with their garbage and disposal system, it's like amazing. Like you'll never see garbage being taken out in Disney World because it like goes down into a chute and goes down into the tunnels. So like guests will never see garbage out in Disney.
I will say that, like, when we went for Christmas, it did feel pretty magical. Like, there were there were, like, things that you noticed, like, these little details that made you think, wow, like, that's really cool. And so it only makes you think, like, how children must perceive it. But, I mean, we went as kids, like, really young, and I don't really remember the magic stuff. I remember trying to like chase down Aladdin to get an autograph by him and then not being able to, and then it being 4 million degrees in Florida.
Yeah. Those are things definitely people take away from the vacation.
Gabby, have you been to Disney?
I went when I was really young. I remembered embarrassing, but my parents wanted to go on the Haunted Mansion ride, and I was scared of it. And so my mom went, but we were in line and I was like freaking out. I was like, I don't want to go. And I started crying because I was like 6. Or no, I was like 5, maybe. I don't know.
It's scary.
And my dad recorded me crying. So there's some video somewhere of me crying in front of the Haunted Mansion ride.
Find it.
Not wanting to go. And I will find it.
Find it and we'll put it on TikTok.
It's scary. I mean, like after a shift, you have to usually go do a ride through and you have to do it by yourself. And there's like nobody in the ride. So that's like a really creepy part of it. You just have to make sure like everything's working right and all that. That's pretty wild.
I feel like that would be a horrible job for like the Tower of Terror people to do that by themselves.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've heard that those people like love it that did that one. Because they just love the ride, so they love going up and down and stuff. But yeah, that would kind of freak me out too, because that is a little bit scary.
I wonder how like often they just like go home and like barf. Motion sickness.
I don't know.
I feel like you shouldn't have motion sickness to do that ride.
I like some people don't have motion sickness like actually, but then they like can get motion sickness from like things. You know, when you're like on a boat for like too long and then you're like, you know, go to bed and then you feel it rocking.
That's how I felt after starting being a flight attendant. Like, I felt, like, seasick every night because of the turbulence. The turbulence didn't bother me when I was on the plane. It would bother me when I would get back to my hotel or my home and lay down, and I'd feel like I was still on the plane.
Said that, you know, we were playing this game that we made up as of today.
Okay.
Called...
It's already happening?
Millennial versus Gen Z Vine Edition.
Okay.
And...
This is going to be really embarrassing for me.
Absolutely. I don't know. Gabby has faith.
I think you'll get some of them.
We're going to throw in a little toughies that maybe we wouldn't even know.
Why would you do that to me?
Because I hate you.
Oh my god.
See how aggressive she is towards me?
Marisa used to run around and threaten me with a metal ladle and smack me with it. I was not the aggressive one.
So, here's the thing. Anybody that grew up with sisters, you just get it, I think, or you don't. And like Gabby is an only child, so elaborate on that, Gabby.
Well, I had a question. Why the cannonball to her face?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Great. So it's story time. It's story time. So when we were younger, we went to our aunt's house a lot, and she lived in a really old house, and we had a wooden staircase in the back. For some reason, Marissa and I like to we like to roll a literal cannonball about, the size of your hand, maybe not as a kid's hand, like an adult hand. And we used to roll it down the stairs and then like trade places and do it again.
Yeah, that was our entertainment.
We were very poor children. But for one day, and I don't know why this memory, I think it's traumatic for me. It must have been traumatic for you too, because this memory lives in my mind rent free all the time, visibly looking down at this cannonball and thinking, and I'm what, 4? Probably 4.
Yeah.
I'm 4 years old. I looked down at the cannonball and I thought, I should throw this. Maybe she'll catch it. The same, instead of rolling it. You can imagine where that went.
Yeah, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, hit her square in the nose. I probably broke your nose.
Yeah, I have permanent damage because of that.
I bet you could get a free nose job or something.
I actually could, because I do have a deviated septum. But I think that's genetic though.
Oh.
A deviated septum.
Probably not.
Mom has the same one.
I think that it's because I threw a literal cannonball at your face.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Or when you drop kicked her, but that was more recent.
Oh my God, no. She literally, we could do an entire episode about the things that we each did to each other. Yeah. But I got the HPV vaccine.
Was it HPV? I thought it was your flu shot.
I got a flu shot. No. I got the HPV vaccine and a tetanus shot or something I don't know. It was vaccines before going to college. Okay. Marissa we're laying in my bed together, and I'm just sitting there minding my own fucking business, and she just gets up and she smacks me in the arm. Oh my God, it was
because
bruised.
Things you do.
So I drop kicked her.
No, that's not how it happened. So I slapped you, and that wasn't the same day that you drop kicked.
No. It was 2 days later.
Yeah, and then I had a stomach.
No. Nothing was wrong with your stomach. You were just laying. I made you lay on the mattress next to the bed because I wouldn't let her in my bed anymore.
Right.
Because she couldn't sleep in her own room. She was too scared to. So she slept in the basement. So, but I just, flung my leg over the side of the bed and heel connected with abdomen.
Kicked in stomach.
Inside. I reached her spine.
Yeah. That one hurt. But I guess we were even then at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so off on that little tangent. Thanks for throwing me under the bus, Gabi.
I want to ask Gabi, what was her perspective, being around these psychopath sisters as much as she did for the first time? Because, it must have been very shocking.
It's been, 5 years almost at this point that you have, seen us interact. So...
Yeah, it's very different from growing up an only child. I learned to play games by myself or recreate.
Me too, though, because Marissa wouldn't play games with me.
No, I would not.
Oh my God. Or recreate little musical numbers by yourself in your bedroom. And
what I did.
Sometimes I feel like Marissa and I lived our lives as if we were only children.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot, I'm sure.
It was a lot quieter, I feel like. But a lot more lonely, too. But I also didn't, know anything else.
Yeah.
So I was oh, this is normal. And then I, talk to you guys or, friends with siblings. And they're oh, yeah, no, that's not normal. And I also have a lot of friends that are only children.
Yeah.
That I realized, too.
Yeah, most of our friends growing up were siblings.
Yeah.
We were even friends with, a set of siblings our own age.
Well, I remember it was funny growing up in high school. My best friend from high school was an only child, and
shout out to Arlene. Hey, Arlene, you better be listening to this, you bitch.
Yeah, she is an only child, and she was over all the time in high school. She had her little mattress down on the floor in our bedroom, between our 2 beds. That was her bed. And it was shocking for her at first too. And then, she just got used to it and started to understand the dynamic of crazy siblings and how they act with each other. the thing is, I saw on TikTok the other day that only sisters don't, know how far to like, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they take it too far because they never learned any boundaries.
Absolutely.
It's like the meme that's like, I barely touched you with like the giant handprint on the back.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we could be fighting. Well, I feel like, no, that's a lie. I feel like we haven't fought in a bit, but also I think that is a lie.
Our fighting is different now than it used to be.
Oh, yeah, because we don't live in the same house with each other either.
It's hard to live with your sister in the same room for 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
And now our fights are kind of like, bicker, and then like 3 seconds later we're fine. And, like,
when it used to be like, we would be like, I wish you were dead, you know? And like, you're the worst person to walk this planet. Yeah. You are, and then like 12 minutes later, we'd be like, you want to go see a movie?
Right.
I'll pay for the popcorn.
Right.
But I feel like everyone has had, like everyone that has like a sibling or at least a sister.
So it's definitely hard to like bring that kind of dynamic with other people, like your, boyfriend or your friends or anything like that don't have that kind of dynamic.
Right. So Gabby, like, what was your impression of us being how we are?
I don't know. At first, I just noticed a lot of like arguing, but then I got used to it because it went away in like 2 minutes. Like it would be from like full on screaming and then nothing. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good to touch on. Of course, we have to, like acknowledge how our sister dynamic is. Mm-hmm. But okay, so now that story time is over, it's time for game night.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. I'm trying to make jingles.
Okay.
For our podcast.
Insert jingle.
No, like that was the
jingle. Oh, okay.
That was the jingle.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, Gabby and I went through a phase where we would either be watching South Park or we'd be watching Vine compilations.
For hours upon hours. Even if they're the same, like, 20 Vines in different videos.
It was a dark time. So, we know them pretty well. Marisa does not know them. So, we're going to say the first half of a Vine. You have to guess the second half. Okay. So, I think this one is pretty easy.
This is going to be so embarrassing.
All right.
Stop. I could have
dropped my croissant.
Nice.
Yes.
All right, she's got a point. Hurricane Katrina.
I don't know this one. I don't know.
It's going to be so much dead silence of her just being like, Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina. Do you want another word? The next word?
Yeah.
More.
Hurricane Katrina, more like something that I don't know.
Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla. All right.
I have no idea. I've never heard that one before.
No way. The kid is in the closet and the bags of chips fall down on him.
No.
Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
No.
All right.
I'm not saying that one.
This one's a little different. You have to finish the second half because it's not on here.
You know this one.
Get out me car.
Isn't it like, Mom, get out me car?
That's the first half.
There's more to it?
It's 2 words.
Vroom, vroom.
This is awful.
The whole thing starts with, I'm in me mom's car. Vroom, vroom. Get out me car. Oh, wait, no, we did say that wrong.
It's get that one.
All right. Look at all those
chickens.
Congrats, you did it.
I knew that one.
Oh, you know this one.
Yeah. Road work ahead.
I sure hope so, and I only know... Wait, is that right?
No.
You're close.
I sure hope it does.
Yep.
Okay, I only know that one because Taylor literally says it every single time we drive by a road work sign.
Gabby and I were on a road trip. It was a 22-hour road trip, and I swear to God, every single time... And there were 4 of us in the car. Yeah. Every single time someone would see a road work sign, we'd be like, road work ahead.
But we never got it right.
Never.
The timing was
always off. All 4 of us would be saying it at different times. It was so scary.
That sounds awful.
This is so upsetting. I thought maybe you would do better than this.
I knew I would do worse than this.
Chris, is that a...
I don't know.
Chris, is that a weed?
I'm calling the police.
You guys like have too much time on your hands to be knowing all of this.
No.
I smell like.
You know, you can keep saying it over and over again, and I'm still not gonna know it.
I smell like beef.
It's a little child.
Just like, I smell like beef.
What up? Me and my boys are going to see.
Wait, do the whole thing, and then I want to see if she gets the whole thing. What up? Me and my boys are going to see Uncle Cracker.
No idea.
Give me a half back, Jordan.
You want to go see Uncle Cracker or no?
You guys are wild.
I feel like everybody knows these except you.
Yeah, most likely.
You know, I think we need to change the name of this game. It's Gabi and Taylor doing fine impressions while Marisa stares, confused.
Country boy.
Country boy.
Shake it for me.
No.
Oh.
I love you. It is Wednesday. Whoa. Guys, like, I'm so sorry. If you guys like Vines and you have to listen to us really butcher this game, I'm so sorry.
I wanna be a blank baby.
I wanna be a blank
This
baby.
is awful. Like, I literally have no idea what you guys are talking
I
about.
wanna be a cowboy,
Cowboy baby.
This isn't even a question.
Yes.
Mother trucker, dude.
You really
I've
don't know these?
I've heard this one before, but
I said it recently.
I just don't know. the
Mother
ending.
trucker, dude. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. Whoa.
So here's the thing. Like, I never thought these were funny. So
They-
I just didn't watch them.
The iridociclitis one is
Iridociclitis. All right, this is the last one.
Oh, thank God.
I don't have enough money.
69 cents, you know what that means.
I don't have enough money for chicken nuggets. Okay, well, that was a bust. We thought that would be better than it was. Oh, we have one last one. This is the little bonus one we're gonna add in.
Do you remember how it starts? It's like your eyes.
Your eyes. Your smile.
Your
smile, your eyes, Your fat puss. Sorry. Okay. Your fat puss.
That was awful. That's the worst thing I've ever experienced.
$1 million pussy. Wow. Okay. Sorry if that was like a letdown. Sorry if we hyped that up too much in the beginning.
You
and
did.
then
For sure. And I told you that it wasn't going to happen, and you didn't believe me.
Can you quote any vines?
Isn't there like a free Shavakadu one?
Yeah. Those.
Christy Boy's got his 2 free tacos.
I only know that one because of Arlene. Shout out.
Well, I feel like now that that's really the end of the episode.
On that dark note.
On that really sad. Marisa, your homework for the week is to watch a Vine compilation and, educate yourself.
Sure thing. I mean, I never thought they were funny, but I guess I'll go deep into it now and learn them all just for the next time I am quizzed on Vines.
I told you to, study up. But...
No, you actually told me like 10 minutes before I started.
I'm pretty sure that's true,
Yeah.
Well, do you want to plug your social medias?
You can follow me on Instagram at _mastrio. You'll see all my flight attendant adventures and shit. Yeah, give me a follow and keep listening to this awesome podcast that these guys put out. Every Friday?
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Good for you guys. You've been saying for a long time. I feel like I'm also partly responsible for this podcast because they were in my car one night and I was like sleeping in the back because they were just talking and talking. And I was like, you guys are like so relaxing to listen to. And they were like, yeah, we should like start a podcast. And so I was there. And so it's only makes sense that I'm the first guest on the show.
It's true. You are.
That is true. And it's been a fun experience.
As always, if you want to follow us on all of our social medias. We started in the beginning, where we're going to say it again. You can follow us at Double Gemini Podcast, except for Twitter, which is at Double Gemini Pod. We post TikToks pretty regularly. I think they're funny. We like to hype ourselves up and believe they're funny.
We think we're pretty funny.
I hope you guys do too. If you are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or any other streaming site that you're listening to this on, we also have video podcasts on our YouTube channel,
which is also at Double Gemini Podcast.
So subscribe. You can always DM us, tweet us, leave a comment anywhere, and with topics or any stupid shit you want us to talk about.
Or hate mail, that's fun too.
Oh, we'd love that. We'd love to react to like the worst hate mail. Our self-esteems could not get worse, so...
The bar is pretty low.
The bar is low. So yeah, this has been Double Gemini Podcast. Thanks, Marisa, for tuning in with us and
so
sharing your experiences. All right, so we out.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next Friday.